Well, thank you so much for inviting me to talk with you today, and I would love to tell you about my experience traveling to South Africa. I think it was 2 winters ago, January 2014, and I'll tell you a little bit about why I got to travel to South Africa, what we did while I was there, and then some of the experiences and insights that I gained from that trip. So I was involved in the National FFA organization, which we've heard about a lot through different people's presentations in this class. It was through a program called the International Leadership Seminar for State Officers, or ILSSO, which is how I refer to it because that's quite a mouthful. But we went there. It was a group of about 80 of us from states all across the country, and we traveled there for 10 days. The flight to South Africa is actually the longest continuous flight from North America. We flew from Atlanta straight into Johannesburg. It was a 16-hour flight, and it was terrible. But once we got there, our main purpose was to experience how agriculture is different in that country, and we also saw how agriculture was very similar to what we do here. But some of the things that were really interesting, we got to go to a cattle feedlot in South Africa, and their grading system for cattle there is very different from what we have. Theirs is basically all about age, and they also castrate their bulls. They slaughter their bulls. They don't castrate anything, so that's kind of a little different from how we do it here. They also grow a lot of citrus. They're a huge exporter of citrus, which we don't really have in this state. We do have it in the United States, but not really here. And we saw a South African breed of cattle called the Bonsmara, but some other things. We went to the Blyde River Canyon, which was a canyon, the 3rd largest canyon in the world. That was really interesting. And then I think the coolest part was meeting the people and seeing their culture, because they are a very diverse culture. We got to travel to it's what they call a shanty town, and it's basically their very lower class. And it was kind of a very eye-opening experience, because walking in, you're a little nervous. You're not really sure how those people act, because maybe here in a poor neighborhood, sometimes that means we associate that with more crime or things like that, but there it wasn't really the case at all. And we walked in, the kids would run up to you and like hold your hand and walk you around, and they don't even know you. The people invite you inside their home to see their house, even though they didn't really have that much to offer. So it was a pretty awesome experience in that way. And traveling abroad really gives you a bigger insight and a bigger perspective to what you already have. So I definitely had more of an appreciation of how I get to live and what we get to do every single day. And then it also allows you to really see the impact of what we do, especially within agriculture, and how that really does feed the world, how people in South Africa benefit from the products and the things we do in America, and how we benefit from the things they do over there. And that the same goes for countries across the world. So if you ever get the chance to travel abroad, sometimes it can be expensive or kind of a hassle to get over there, but I would definitely suggest kind of powering through it and taking that experience, because it's definitely one that you won't forget. So thank y'all for letting me tell you about that experience today.